Okay, so what you're going to do first is get one of these pieces here. And we need to build the front up, so we're going to put one of those here, a circular piece on the front, and just going to leave that here. This is the back of the plane, by the way. This is the afterburner part, and then you're going to want to just halfway down the middle put one of these 4x2s, and that holds the whole thing into place. And then you're going to want to get one of these and stick it on this side. This is for the wings, by the way. Here, and get another one, flip it around, put it here. Basically the plane's, the front is here at the minute, and that's facing the back. And then you're going to want to get a 3x2, put it on here, push it down, and then you're going to want to get a 2x2 block and push it into there. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but it works. And then you also want to get one of these and put it on here. It will snap, I will go over that later. This isn't going to be a very big plane. Yeah, it's not going to be very big, only relatively, but not really. It's kind of a smaller scale aircraft. And then, just thinking. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna want to do is get one of these bricks here. A circular piece with a pin in the middle works as well, but this is pretty cool because it's just an all-in-one. It just stays on. But then this is the cockpit at the front, so it's not very big. This we'll count it at the end, and then I'll put the dimensions on. But yeah, and then the next thing you want to do is get one of these steering wheel pieces and put it on the front here. And then because of the bits here, this is the side panels, it's not going to be able to fit a pilot, but there is going to be cockpit detail. You can get one of these and just put it along the side, yeah, like that, like so. And then you can do the same for the other side, which is pretty simple. And then just leave that, and then the next thing you're going to do is get one of these pieces here and put a glass panel underneath, and then that is the cockpit glass for later. And now to fit the afterburner, get one of these black pins and fit the afterburner like so. So then you're going to want to get these, one on each side on the bottom here, and like here, perfect. And then you're also going to want to get one of these pieces now. This is an angled slope, not a cheese wedge, but yeah, it will go about, I think it's just here, yeah. This is completely my own design. I've never seen anyone build like this before. So, there you go. And then you want to get another one for the other side and put it there. So that is your MiG-21 body, pretty much. Then I'm just trying to find that part. This is raw kind of tutorial. Like, I will be looking for parts halfway through. I haven't really thought about it that much. Yeah. And then you're going to want to get one of these, two of these pieces actually, and put them on the end here. Put that one wrong, sorry. Like that. There. And then you're going to want to get two more of these, but just don't use them for now. Just put them there. So the one thing I didn't do with my F-16 was put hard points on the bottom, and that was really annoying. So if you find any of these pieces and you want to put hard points, personally I'm not going to, but if you want to put hard points on, you can put them like that, so you can have a little weapon on there, but I'm just going to put normal single studs on, and then I'll put like 2 hard points on the end of the wing. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could. The option is there. So I'm just going to put these 2 1x1s, 1 stud squares, and then I'm going to fit these other slopes onto the end of the wing. Now, then you've got a nice little MiG-21 base. So they're not very big, but perfect for Lego city scale planes, or because there is another good tutorial by Real Bricks, who is a really good Lego builder, and it's quite big. I didn't really want to follow something that scale, so I thought I'd just make my own tutorial. And then you're going to get one of these and put it along here. That is really important part, because in the next piece is the tail, which is going to come out to here. And then you're going to want to get 2 of these and put those underneath like that. So that's what holds the rear wings on. The wings are brick built. I personally think that looks better because slopes have studs on the top. This is nice and smooth. You can put tiles on the end. I was going to put a hard point on the end, but there's lots you can do with it. It's very customizable in that way. So I'm going to find the next parts now. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is make this joint by getting a stud, snot brick, and a 2x1, and then you can just place them upside down here. That makes a hard point underneath the wings for weaponry or anything else. And then you're going to want to get one of these pieces and put it on the top, so flat. And then you're going to want one of these as well. Put that on the top. Just gradually builds it up. Nice little angle there, which is perfect for. I want to try and make this base all smooth so it doesn't really stand out, and that is perfect for that. Okay, so this is the next thing. But you need these 2 pieces here. These are the same angled slopes we used earlier. I'm just going to put those on there. You can angle them back actually. I think that looks a little bit better. A bit angled back. And then you're going to want to get more slopes like these parts here and just place them. Yes, it's very weak at the minute, but I don't think it'll be like that later. Place them there, like that. And then, yeah. So I'll just find some other parts. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is flip it over like this. And these are for additional hard points. Like I said, you could have ones here because the clip just avoids them, giving it enough space, but here would be good to fit those. There's a circle one there and a circle one here. You can put them on the outer half of the wing, but this just makes the plane really strong, which is really good. So that just makes it really strong, secure, everything you could want. And then you're going to need 4 of these slopes angled, and they're all just going to literally just go onto here like that. I got to find 3 more. I don't have that many of them, but they're quite a common part with most people, so I'm just going to use them. Okay, so I've got 3 more now, and that's just going to go on that side. You can see when I press down on it, the wings don't really move that much anymore. That's why I really wanted to fit that. That was a key part there, because it holds the structure together quite nicely. I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like it does a better job than most things. It looks a little bit ugly at the minute. It will look better later, but is that the kind of, yes, okay, perfect. And then you're going to want to take one of these slopes here Just fit it just in front of the steering wheel, or the yoke in this case. I know real planes don't use the steering wheel, the MiG definitely doesn't, but it just adds that little bit of extra detail to the build, which I think looks really good. This keeps falling off. This might be a problem. This might be a problem. I don't know why. Okay. Yes, it is definitely a problem. That is really weird. Maybe I make a second version of that. I don't really want to though, because I like that design. Okay. So just drop a comment, see if this is a problem for you guys. It definitely wasn't a problem when I tested it a minute ago. Okay, I'll fix it. Okay, problem solved. You can see I had to, just improvise with this bit here. I don't know, I think that slope's just a little bit broken, but then no, that won't work. Okay, yeah. So now this is the next piece. You need two of these. You slope backwards like that, giving it just that bit more flush. As I said, now it doesn't look really ugly anymore, which it did. Okay, right, now we have this part done. It's onto the cockpit, and I'm just deciding whether to join it from the front or the back. It's going to go on like this, so I'm probably going to join it from the back. So we're going to need a 4x1 to go in this little gap in the middle here. I'm just looking for one currently. Do I have one? Yes, I do. Yeah, 4x1 here. Ah, okay, great. Doesn't fit. That is annoying. Don't get a 4x1 that doesn't fit. We can use it later though, so just keep it. Is that the part I wanted? Yes. It is the part I wanted. Okay, so I have the part I want for the cockpit, but before we do that, I'm going to fit this part here. I think I said get it at the start of the video, and you're going to just put it on the nose like that, and then this tube should just fit in. I have two of them. I don't even know where I got these. It should just fit right in. You might have to take this. This is really annoying. This is kind of why I don't really do tutorials often, because I'm not really good at them. But okay, it's not fitting. Okay, I fixed it. So I didn't realise, but you need to get a pin. Push the tube into that. You can have it that way if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to go that way. And then you just push the pin in there, and this slides and just clips onto the top, and then that goes onto the nose. You can see it resembles a MiG-21 now. And then the next thing you're going to want to get is one of these. It's not 2x1s, and that's just going to clip onto there. And then that is the cockpit, but that just needs to be raised, so I'm just going to use one of these slope tiles. Nice little slope there. Cockpit is on, and it is a MiG-21, but it is not done. There is still a little bit more to do. You want to get one of these. One of those works. There was another piece I had which I was going to use. Yeah, that does work, but you can see it sticks up. It's not flush with the plane. This works as well, equally as well. But for this one, I'm going to use just a slope tile like that. That will sit nice and flush plane, and then no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix the back here, but first I'm going to put 2 guns on the front. Yeah, the cockpit will crumble a little bit. It's not the best idea, but yeah, it will just do that anyway, so but it's fine, it works. Okay, so you'll probably notice it's getting a bit more weak as it gets heavier. You're going to want to put one of these little dome things on the back here, like that. And then I need a 6x2, which is my favourite Lego part. So 6x2 does work, but you can also use one of these. I'm actually going to use one of these here. You can see where the landing gear is going to go, here and here. I know what to do for the landing gear, I just need to get the parts for it. So my embrace doesn't have any parts, but I have a part here for it, which is perfectly fine. And then you're going to want to get the wheel piece and just push it in here, like that. The MiG-21, I would say, is quite a low-lying plane actually to the ground, so you could prop it up, but I don't think it would need to be, but I am going to, just because it's a little bit easier to roll across the floor. But if you're having it on display or anything, like, you can just have it lower. I need one of these parts here, and you just put it on top of the thing, flip it upside down. So that's what it looks like so far. You've got a nice MiG-21. I will round off the wings here. It's my F-16 that I have. So it's kind of the same scale as the F-16. You'll notice that the landing gear is going to be the exact same, but yeah, it's the same kind of scale, which is what I was hoping for. The front looks okay. I mean, if you wanted to, you could raise it, but I think the cockpit's quite cool. Nice little details, the yoke, everything. The gear's not done though. Need to carry on with the tutorial. I'm gonna get one of these parts here, just a 4x2. Just clip it under here. Okay. You can notice that this is actually very it's quite a strong build. Great, now it falls apart. But yeah, it's quite strong and stuff. I mean, it's pretty versatile. But I will get the back wheels now for the back. Right, so I don't know how many people have this piece. I have one, just one. But you could use other smaller wheels. I think like ones that clip into here. But I'm going to use this one because it's just a little bit more easier. It's just a little bit more simple. Just saves time. We're going to need one of these. Another 2x4. This is really important. And this is going to just go here. Again, if you want the gear lower, you can have them lower. But I'm going to raise it a bit more. So I'm going to get a 6x2. One of these, but I'm not. You can use it. I'm not going to use it though. I'm going to use a 4x2 again. So stack 2 4x2s, and then you can angle the gear. If they're raised, they can be angled back like that. And that's your MiG-21 so far. Still not done yet. We've got about another 5 minutes worth of building, and then it will be done. But right, so this is just an extension to the landing gear. So this is optional. You could leave the MiG like that actually, but I'm just going to raise it a bit more. It still works, like it still works with the other variants, but this one just going to raise it slightly higher. It looks a bit better. And then you're going to get one studs here. You just want to clip them to the end of the wing. One there. One on here. Gives it that bit of a thing on the side, and then I'm just going to get the blueprints back up so I can show you. There you can see gives you those things, and we need to do the tail bit section here. But other than that, I mean, most of it is actually completely done. There's an aerial here, you can add that. You could put another one of these and then the jumper plate, but I'm not really focusing on the detail with this build. It's more just people with small amounts of parts and want to build a plane, so that's kind of what I was just trying to aim for here. But yeah, I'm going to get the next couple of parts. Okay, so you're going to need to do this twice. This is an eyepiece, but you're going to need a circular thing and a clip. I'm just going to put it on here like that. Gives you that jarred sort of edge on the vertical stabilizers and elevators, and yeah. So I've just realized there is two ways you can build this. If you have a lot of parts, you can get a circular stud with a hole in the middle. Place that looks equally as good, or you can use a smooth one. Up to you. I'm actually going to probably use that one just because I have more parts and it looks slightly better. So yeah, and then you're just going to fit both here like before. And then there's this massive gap underneath, the studs still sticking out. Personally, I don't really like that. I don't think that looks very good. I want it to be rounded off, rounded on the edge, so I'm going to get a slope piece. Yeah, so I will add detail on this bit. I'm going to get a cheese wedge here and just place it on the back here like that. Or you can have it upwards or you can have it forwards. That looks too big in my opinion, so I'm going to have it upwards. And then another thing here, you can clip. This is the customizable part. You can clip that there for a sidewinder, or not sidewinder, an R73, or whatever kind of weapons payload, or you can put it here as kind of just detail. Personally, I can't really decide what to do. I think I might put it here because it's a hard point, and then leave the stud on the back blank. But you can just put another cheese wedge here on that side. Then you've got two hard points, some for drop tanks, some for missiles, which looks pretty cool. You can fit missiles here. That would just clip in. I'll do a tutorial on how to build missiles at some point, but you can just custom make your own, or you can just put drop tanks on. Shall I build a drop tank? Yeah, I think I will. I think I will build a drop tank, but only one. So if you want to build the drop tank, this is completely optional. You need one of these pieces so far. Yeah, so you're going to need one of these, a snot block here to go along the side, and just a stud on the back thing here, and then a circular round piece. By the way, a cone, single studded cone would work perfectly fine, but yeah. And then I think this is the right one. There you go, you can have a drop tank fitted. I don't think they actually ever had them on the wings, it was more on the belly. Well, they probably did have them on the wings, but that is completely optional. I mean, it doesn't even have to be done. But yeah, I'm just trying to see where I've missed. Oh yeah, we've got one more part to add also. Okay, so we have one of these pieces. This is going to go right under here, like that. Okay, the next thing is completely optional. As you can see, the MiG has a fin under here. So this is a completely optional. You could place one of these in there to make the fin, or you could place one of those like that. Personally, I am just going to place this piece. I think it will look quite nice from the back as a little small tail fin, but MiG doesn't really tip up. So if you want it to tip up like that, if you want it on display like that, then have it like that. But if you don't, then just put it on. But I'm just going to leave it like that because on display I kind of want to have it like that. Yeah, I know this tutorial wasn't the best, but I mean, I haven't done one for ages, and I just kind of wanted to get back into the habit of doing them. This next thing, this is completely optional, and then the plane is completely done. This is a smaller drop tank, just involves a piece here like that, and then just a half clip, a smooth thing on the top, and it would just fit into there. I'm not going to put it on, but it will just fit into that perfectly fine. And then the final part of the MIG before it is completely done, just place this piece here, and you have a MiG 21 like that. There's a drop tank on the bottom. That's the wrong way round. There you go. You can have a drop tank on the bottom now. You can see it rolls across the floor still fine, but I'm not going to have it because it's just, I'm going to build enough on those. But yeah, that is the MiG 21 built in tutorial by me. Yeah, I know this is now going to be a 25-minute video. If you have all the parts, then I reckon you could probably do it, but allow hour and a half to build this model. It is very small, but my tutorial skills just aren't the best. I'm going to put some photos on the screen. Here's the blueprints, like that, for the MiG, and there's the actual Lego Mig. Yeah, it only has one drop tank. I'm going to build another one in a minute, and then I'll put it in the photos like that. But yeah, okay, so it's just thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. We're at 600 subs nearly. Yes, I want to reach 1k by the end of the year. But yeah, other than that, enjoy your day, and see you later.